Back. We're back,
Hey.
guys. I just got a lesson on how to make yogurts, and I am so pumped to continue our session tonight. So, part 2 tonight. Let's go.
If any of you have watched West Marches, you'll know why I was laughing throughout the explanation.
Of yogurt?
I have not watched an episode that deals with yogurt, so
Is this the salsa?
Is this what?
The
I don't know what the
salsa
fuck y'all were
section
talking
that
about.
they were
So.
talking
No.
about last time? Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I've exposed my lack of knowledge, so with that, yeah, so you guys are, so there's no problems. You get through the cloud, and it's a couple more hours to the planet, and you're within orbit, and the captain says, take us down, Mr. Lystar, and I assume you
Aye,
do.
sir. And so I just say, aye, sir, and you hear me go beep, 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 and...
Is there
Just
anything
saying, this
else?
makes me want to play a pirate. I just want to play a pirate now for some reason. All this talk of the
You
bridge
guys,
and
you guys could, become the pirates. Who knows?
space pirates.
There's not that much difference separating a privateer from a pirate, right?
Not
Someone
really,
can spoil
just
the law and
girls.
someone's
Another
against
man's
it.
terrorist, another man's freedom fighter.
Right. Exactly.
I was gonna say that, damn it!
Yeah. Does anyone want to do any other research on the planet itself before you get there?
Yeah,
Nah, I
I'll look at
tried.
that database for, not flora, but fauna.
Fauna. So yeah, go ahead and go ahead and yeah. So I don't think that's a problem. You pull up a display and you get a very basic overview. There's more data, it says, but it's less displayable. But you don't need to make a roll to sort of just read up what is available. And
Oh, I put that shit on speaker, I don't read shit. I'm piloting this shit.
yeah, okay. So which
you
doesn't
gotta-
require active steering, but you're like, I'm in the pilot seat, and you're like, I'm going to listen to it, and you put your hands back. Yeah, you hear. You get kind of a history lesson basically on the planet. You learn that the planet itself, it's warm. It's very Earth-like actually, but it's a lot warmer generally. So the cold seasons are more cool and raining. As far as you can tell, much of the planet is various forms of jungle, wild plant growth of a sort that is not commonly seen. Wild jungles run along steep ravines, and they open up time and time to like pools of sulfur, mineral pits, much like say up in like Yellowstone National Park or anywhere where there's like hot springs type area. You do get this note that the planet is incredibly geologically active, and doesn't really offer an explanation to this, but the volcanic activity is sudden and violent. There's a lot of volcanoes. It's also prone to earthquakes, you see, like a lot of earthquakes, like very common throughout the entire planet.
So this is like California.
Yes, but like an entire planet where it's like California. So it's not really clear. It doesn't really give a scientific explanation about why that is. It's just
Oh, okay.
the way it is. You also get sort of a history, Leon, of the planet. You know that it was perhaps a very lately colonized planet prior to the Scream. So the people there were not there long before they were very quickly cut off. And there would have been, in a pre-tech Terran Mandate world, like a colonization protocol that would have been introduced. But other than that, it just sort of suggests that it doesn't really have a clear theory about why it's so populous, but also why it is so... I mean, presumably why it is not very advanced is it's a tough place to live. But how it survived after the Scream and what the people know there about their origins is kind of unclear. So it mentions that the inhabitants organize into tribal societies, and that not much knowledge of technology has been lost. since their initial colonization. So, in terms of fauna, which you asked about, it indicates that it's a lively biosphere with a lot of diverse life of varying sizes and danger to human inhabitants.
Does it mention the top 5 things to be aware of, like giant raptors?
Is it like Australia?
It seems like that nobody's really done a comprehensive study. You get some images of large lizard-like creatures. They don't seem to particularly dangerous in the images
What?
you have. No one's done like a
Wait, so what? What cryptic creatures?
lizard,
Lizard-like.
reptilian type
You
creature,
What do you
said
think he
wizard
said?
type creatures.
Oh,
lizard type creatures. No,
Space
What?
wizard.
Yes.
Magic stuff?
lizards. Perhaps your space dragon can be found here. You just get the
Princess
sense
is
that
another
what is in the database is what's kind of known, and then from the few people who've taken time who go on the planet to actually snap pictures, you get the sense that they get some pictures of some pretty big lizards, but they seem to be largely like herbivorous. Like they're not dangerous. Who knows, right? But there's nothing comprehensive. No study has been done that you know of, or that the computers knows of.
Okay. And while I'm doing that, I'm looking at the landing map stuff. Am I to assume that the area just to like the east, southeast, and south of the X would be a good camping spot for a sniper rifle?
So you zoom in on the map, and you can see that you're basically landing on a high, relatively flat, hilly. It's hilly, but it's a relatively flat plateau that's several hundred, if not maybe 1,000 feet above the canopy. So, like, yeah, you could park out, but this is a pretty large scale map, so don't take that landing
Oh
site as
I
like
meant,
you can look down. But yeah, like you're on an area of higher elevation.
Oh, I mean like where the X is, not the landing site.
The X, it's just an X in the jungle. There's no markings to indicate what's there. It hasn't been mapped clearly.
Okay.
You get topography, and that's about it, and that's what you see. Cool.
Alright,
Anything
take it
else?
down since it's done.
Okay. Yeah. You guys take it down. Why don't you well, you've got the coordinates just fine. So why don't you go ahead and just pilot it over there? I don't think you need a roll for it. Yeah, you guys break in. There's lots of cloud cover, dense atmosphere when you first come in. But you sort of level out and navigate to the spot, and you see the plateau. Everybody's on the bridge right now, I take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You take it down to like the sort of coordinates that were given. It's not obvious where you're supposed to be meeting anybody, but there is a signal, and so you sort of, once you get close enough, you pilot it close to the signal and set the craft down. Well done.
Yay.
Cool. The
Does
captain
special
turns
sound
and
play?
says, "Well done. We will get the cargo ready and join you to meet with Oleg. He will take it from there. We will stay with the ship. There is enough dangers here that we would not want to leave it behind. You know your work. Oleg will
Yeah.
tell you what you need to know."
Do we?
Yeah, he
just
says
like-
it's got a factor and you've got somewhere to go to pick up materials. That's what you know.
Alright.
You can ask further if you want of him or Oleg when you meet him. But
No, I'll go with the flow.
yeah, so when you actually get down, there's a little vehicle that kind of pulls up, and you actually can see a bit of ways, maybe 1,000 yards, a structure that's kind of camo painted, prefab. It's clearly tech level 4, so it's not of the planet probably, but it's some sort of base of operation. And a man's sort of riding out in the equivalent of like an ATV up to the ship.
Is this expected, or
I'm assuming this is
like
Orlog.
is he contacting us?
Yeah. He doesn't contact, but he sort of waves as you guys leave the ship.
Oh, like they've called him already. Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, well, he got a signal the ship was coming in and he saw it
Page
land.
him.
Yeah,
I
so
just
you
put
guys,
out my binoculars and I just go.
yeah, so you guys exit the ship, I think, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. So you're on a plateau. It's hot. The air is breathable, so nobody needs vac suits or anything. But it's just hot. Everyone is carrying all their gear, I take it.
Yeah, I'm all geared up.
Oh, I get the details for contacting the ship by compad if it's required.
Yes.
I slightly am uncomfortable,
yeah.
but
You download off the ship the sort of the encrypted frequency to be able to contact the ship directly.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, and a man rolls up in his ATV and
And we're all like on our own.
she's
channel
got
as
she's
well?
got yeah, like yes.
Okay.
You all get it, I take it. Leon shares it.
Yeah.
And you guys have personal comms to each other. That can be separate
We
from
do.
the ship if you too as well.
Okay.
A guy rolls up and he's wearing a sweaty tank top, a really stained, nasty thing. He doesn't have any armor on, no weapons to speak of. He's got this ATV that's just like convenient to roll over the plateau that's kind of like bumpy and there's little cracks and gravel everywhere. And he rolls up and steps out and walks over to you. Who's first out of the ship?
No,
I would go first.
Cool.
Okay.
He walks up. He's like, "Yes, hello, I'm Oleg. You are here for delivery, yes?
Yes, we are here for the delivery.
Very good. This is good ship. Maybe someone will get me off this godforsaken planet."
I think booking fare is extra.
Yeah.
I kid, of course. I like
Oh.
my job. I love my job. He just stares deadpan and sort of scratches himself. Where is Captain?
The
Was he, like,
captain.
Oh, sorry. I was just
Yeah,
gonna
I
say, was he?
I was
prepping?
gonna say I think he's unloading the cargo.
Very good. We load cargo here. I will go get vehicle. You coming, yes? On planet. I have relationship. We go change goods, yes?
That sounds like the plan. Yes.
Okay.
I really like your accent, by the way. It's great, Jimmy.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Yes, he walks over and offers his hand to Selfie and says, "Yes, I am Oleg. You are security, yes?
Yes.
Very good. You need bigger guns for this planet, though." And he sort of just walks away.
Just kind of look back at the party and raise my eyebrow.
I'm like, I just like look back to my sniper rifle. I'm like, slowly
Alright.
pulling it out now.
He sees that, he's like, "This is good gun. I like the, what do you call it, rifle? The long range rifle. It's good. In canopy, no good." And he just sort of shakes his head and he just starts walking away back to the ATV and gestures you guys to follow him.
I follow.
Tekla's sort of swung down from the ship and actually she's all suited up. She's got all of her gear on and has some sort of nice looking weapon on her back.
Yeah, her
Souped-up rifle
rifle.
or
You've
a
described
new
it
one?
before.
Yeah, she's got that combat rifle, right?
Yeah. Souped up.
The scoped
Yeah.
and enhanced in some ways rifle.
Yeah.
And she just marches on, got sturdy boots on. And
I look and I'm like, so are we all alright and on your four-wheeler?
No, we walk. We get bigger vehicle. I don't like walk when I don't need to, but you will not fit on four-wheeler.
Yeah, I just look at
Hey,
Margie because she should actually probably know that, and I just shrug and keep walking.
Ooh, this
Yeah, it's
smart
you should know
unclear.
that. Like,
It's unclear about why he took an ATV out to you guys if he was going to walk back. Perhaps he's lazy. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, because when his vehicle drives up here, then he has to drive that vehicle back, and now his four-wheeler's still here. Which is why I asked.
He's obviously a very smart gentleman.
Yeah. The ATV does have like a cargo unloader if it was needed, basically, but it's probably not with this ship. Like, there's something that will pop a crate out of the ship. So.
Yeah, I just start walking with him.
Yeah, the cargo bays are opening at this point, and you see Virgil and the captain sort of working the controls to get the cargo ready unloaded.
All right.
look at
Well, I guess
Tekla
we
and
just
I
wait.
say- Oh, I was gonna
Go ahead.
say, Tekla, will them two be okay without you? I'm sure the captain can handle himself, but Virgil, I'm not so sure on that one.
He needs to get his earnest stripes somehow, but we're not far away, and I don't think... From what I know, this location was chosen as a forward operating base for trading purposes intentionally. The natives seem to avoid it.
All right, well, let's go.
Do we know why the natives avoid it?
She shrugs. She's like, they're not here, and it's barren, relatively compared to the planet. That works.
All right. Whatever
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
So, I'm just continuing on, and I've got my, like I said, I got my documents out and my sniper rifle, like,
Yeah, you guys are
handy.
kind of like walking and like boulder hopping a little bit because it's so rocky. But yeah, like making your way back. And as you sort of like come over, you can see like actually tucked behind from where you guys are, you can see a vehicle. Yeah, if you go to your handouts, there's Frontier Explorer.
Ooh.
There's something parked behind the base. It's that without, there's no weapons actually mounted, but it's basically that vehicle painted in jungle camo.
Huh,
Interesting.
okay.
Okay, like ground thing. It's not grav. It runs on presumably some sort of fossil fuel. It's got like tires like that, but they're basically, they've got treads like tracks, so they'll be able to handle mud. And there's clearly in the back is a big cargo area. And
So is it? Oh shoot! I clicked off.
he goes,
So
yes.
is it full of cargo?
No, it's empty at the moment. He's like, yes, this is my beauty. It holds some amount of cargo that the DM must look up.
So
There's 1 ton, I think.
I don't get. Why did he? How far did he drive his 4-wheeler? What?
Yes,
Look,
he goes,
he's not a
yes,
smart man.
we can hold 1.5 ton cargo on this. We have pickup to make, and we have drop off to make to be able to make pickup, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let's jump on, get this done.
I maintain vehicle, who drive?
Who has land vehicle?
Is it much different from piloting a spaceship? I imagine so.
Well, it's a different
Yes,
skill
vehicle,
check.
vehicle ground.
Vehicle
Yeah, I don't have
land.
vehicle ground.
What's
I was
vehicle?
actually going to pick up vehicle ground because I wanted a motorbike.
What's
later,
vehicle
but, yeah.
grab?
You know what? It's fine. I'll drive. I jump behind the
Gravity,
seat.
anti-grav vehicles.
Yeah, dude, you pull the big man, you hop into essentially the cab of this really fucking big truck. It's got it's not pictured either, but it's got a plow on the front that probably is to clear some sort of heavy underbrush.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
So I start it, rev the engine a bit. All
It-
right, we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm
Ready
out,
to go?
I guess, where the gun would be. And I just have my sniper rifle out, and I'm just looking through the scope of my rifle.
Yeah, so
Oleg,
Oleg hops
climb
in
up here.
Yeah, Oleg hops in the passenger seat and says, I listen to engine. I keep running. It matters.
you-
Things decay in this heat.
I don't doubt it. You're also navigating, so tell me where the hell to go.
He looks at you kind of dumb and is like, we go back to ship. We pick up cargo. And then I tell you, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet Chieftain. Something I don't remember name, but I have good relationship. We smoke good tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco, sure. I shift her
So
down.
everyone's up. There's room for one gunner to poke out in a semi-protected area. You guys can hang out the sides and shoot, but there's actually a gunner's port to pop up with a little bit of protection. And
I'm taking that with the sniper rifle.
Tekla climbs up and is like, "I'll handle this, honey."
Oh.
I just like sort of like look at the fact I have a sniper rifle. I'm just like, whatever.
I have my pistol out, and I'm like protecting the side just in case.
So we're Mad Maxing this?
Sure.
I guess.
That's exactly right. I did pick this vehicle after watching Mad Max. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
I'll just have my pistol ready then with my binoculars. I'm just gonna do like the lookout guy.
Yeah. So you rev the engines. Oleg gives you a quick rundown. There's some sensors actually on the car. Very rough in terms of just like sort of a little bit souped up TL version of radar, but you're in a TL3 vehicle for sure. There's a battery charge. He tells you that there is 240 hours of steady operation, and that there's a charging station back here at the base camp, basically. It's got drop thrusters, so if you accidentally, hopefully not, but if you hit a large bump or you happen to drive off an invisible cliff,
An invisible cliff.
it can soften your landing with like basic thrusters. Essentially, it would be
Awesome.
rough.
So it's the Mako. It's completely uncontrollable. Great.
Right.
Nice.
If you fire those thrusters, it's gonna burn through your battery pretty quickly, depending on what you have to do. It's not gonna like fly, but it is gonna like, depending on where you end up, like sort of be able to handle falls.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yep. So I rev it up and head back to the ship.
Yeah, I think there's no problem. You guys load up the cargo. The captain steps down to the bay, and it's actually it's a crane system. There's not the bay doesn't have a gangplank. Or I guess I said it does. So it doesn't matter. They wheel it down, but he calls from the cargo bay and says, "We'll watch the ship, do your job, come back, make it efficient. Oleg should have," he looks at Oleg and should have everything worked out ahead of time. Follow his lead when dealing with the contacts, the locals.
Yeah, I have complete confidence.
I
Yes.
do too. I'm sure Oleg won't steer us wrong.
It's like, yes, I have confidence. Let's go. He sort of waves around. He's like, we head northeast. But, he says, but we should probably head east first. East down the mountain, because we go due north first to get down. We hit Badlands.
Well, we
Okay,
don't want that.
we'll try and avoid them. You just say left, right, or straight. And I rev it up and we get going.
Onward.
Cool.
Eastward.
You guys head out. It's easy driving for the moment, but once you hit the edge of the plateau, I need a vehicle grav check.
Why?
Or, excuse me, not
Grav?
grav check.
Land.
Going off of a
vehicle
cliff.
land check. Yeah. It's not
Okay.
it's not a steep cliff. It just drops off.
Sure.
It's about finding a good path down.
Okay.
Do you pop the clutch or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
what kind of
a
a
double clutch, you can probably boost this thing into the air and then use your thrusters. But
what kind of a roll is this?
vehicle land.
I got that.
Right.
Intelligence or
Intelligence, wisdom, dex.
This is dexterity.
dexterity?
This is largely about controlling a big. The thing's not hard to control. It's
So I feel us teetering a bit, and I recover quite well.
cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So mark it in this hour. You've used your reroll. Yeah. So you find a good path down towards the eastern side, which actually seems to slope off. It seems deceptive. Like you teeter a bit, but there's actually kind of a hidden path. Guys, it's rough. Like you're gripping all the bars and everything of this thing to like.
Are there no
hang on.
seatbelts on this thing?
Fuck no.
Oh, I'm strapped in.
This is Mad Max.
Yeah,
There's
the
no seatbelts.
driver, the front seats, the actual cab is strapped in, but the car, like the human cargo area, this thing, by the way, can hold,
Billion people.
7 people.
Well,
So you guys are at what, 6?
6.
Oleg,
6.
Tekla plus you 4. Yeah. So 6 of 7. So there's
Cool.
it's not seats. There's just room and straps to hang on to, kind of like the land version of like a sailing ship, right? Like a sailboat.
Nice.
So it's rough. It's rough riding, and you guys head off. I actually am going to need another roll from you.
Don't suck.
So it moves 90 kilometers per hour, and you guys have a distance to go that I wrote down. What did I say? Does anyone remember what I said earlier?
Far.
No.
No.
A distance.
Yeah, that was. That's 59 hours. I'm trying to remember. This was 2 weeks ago now. We'll say 350 kilometers.
Okay.
It's mid-morning, basically. It'll take you somewhere between 2.5 to 4 hours, depending on how the terrain is and how your roll is. So,
Can I use my binoculars and navigation to help him?
you can. So yeah, you get down the plateau, and you're immediately plunged into jungle. You can use your binoculars to study leaves up close and to look at the bugs that are kind of crawling on them, but you can't. There's no visibility to the distance that you would see. It's kind of really reliant on the one driving and the sensors, depending on how you want to deploy them.
Yeah. Can he run the sensors? Can I run the sensors? And
It's up front. Oleg seems to be doing it, and it's mainly topographical, so you're not going to
Sure.
drive off another cliff. But yeah, you drive on, you plunge into immediate jungle. It gets 20 degrees hotter and steamy. Like, it is hot.
Awesome.
It is hot. You're all sweating. It's loud, too. This is clearly like some sort of gas engine. Diesel, maybe. Like, it is plowing.
Mhm.
The trees are like the big trees, the ones that would actually stop you, are actually pretty far spaced out. And you're kind of like tracing clearings, pulling out, like plowing out the underbrush and the young trees or whatever. So there actually seems to be somewhat of a path beaten in this direction, relative path, less old growth here. So go ahead and make your vehicle's land roll again.
sure. And this is just for time.
This is time to destination and navigability towards where you're going.
It takes a while.
Yeah, so roll me a D4.
Suddenly we end up lost in the middle of the jungle.
I'm
Yeah,
just
and-
the driver, not the navigator.
Yeah, and okay, so Oleg directs you. You're going along, and he explains loudly over the end. He's like, "Yes, over to left. It is bad tribal lands. We don't want to mess with them. We stay right. It is good. They either hide or they stare meanly. Yes."
Okay.
Yes. So
This guy.
we keep going. Just drive. Avoid the potholes, and you hit a pothole at that moment. I said avoid potholes. But basically,
We're
you
going
guys-
through a fucking jungle.
Yeah. So you you drive on. It takes you longer. So he says it should have taken about 3.5 hours. You get about 5 hours in, and you're not there yet. He checks his charts, and he just keeps saying it's further on. Basically, it takes you a long time, but nothing bothers you. You're in increasingly deep jungle. You haven't really seen anything of human habitation, though you have seen like stoneworks, like maybe like markers that are stacked up that clearly seem to be intentional rather than geological. So someone's been here, but nothing obvious about human habitation. But yeah, so you guys make it. It takes actually like 6.5 hours to get there. So it's
Holy shit.
I
Alright.
said it was mid-morning, so it's about 11. It's now like 7:15, 7:30. No,
late.
I'm sorry, 5:15, 5:30. Yeah. The sun's is still high in the sky relatively, so it's not too late. And you roll up, and Oleg gives the signal and says, "Yes, that is marker there. We are here."
Holy shit, that took longer than you said it would.
Yes, I told you to avoid potholes. You hit potholes.
I'm just
Driving.
like, oh god.
There,
But I like drive the thing around to wherever, power it off. Okay,
Yeah,
so
You,
potholes
you
everywhere.
creep it forward. The tree line breaks a little bit, so you could park it there.
yeah, like wherever he directs me. Yep. So cool, we park it, say okay, so start unloading and then load on whatever the hell else.
We need to meet Chieftain first.
Okay, when does
any
that happen?
tips?
Follow my lead. Put your hand up, your left hand.
I put up my left hand.
He just raises it high and climbs down, and like has his head down, and sort of trudges out into this clearing. What do you guys do?
I copy what he does and put my head down and put my left hand up
Yeah.
and walk behind him.
What is Tekla doing?
Yeah.
Tekla seems to just stay with the vehicle right now.
I will stay with Tekla.
Okay.
I follow
So-
Oleg.
Selfie and Margie.
I look at Selfie and I roll my eyes. I'm like,
Cultural experience.
Yeah, I shrug as he looks at me, and I just do the same thing. But I keep the other hand handy on my rifle.
Yeah, so you guys walk forward. It takes a little bit, but Oleg keeps his hand up in the air, basically.
I mean, if he's keeping it up in the air, I do the same thing. I basically copycat everything he does besides his accent.
Yeah.
Yep.
So after a
Wherever
moment, there's a call, a clearly human call. It's you guys are maybe 500 feet away from the vehicle, and Oleg stops, and
I stop.
Yeah. It
yeah,
says,
I'm waiting behind him.
"Hello, yes, I'm here to see Chieftain. Well, the Chieftain, please. Please do not shoot."
I lean over to Selfie and I whisper, I swear to God, if this fucking idiot gets us hurt, I am going to shoot him right through the back.
There's a shout, and in a language you guys understand, you see it kind of rise out of the shrubbery a distance away.
Shrubbery?
Yeah.
Shrubbery!
And actually up into the trees, and actually you can see that there's a tree, but it's actually disguised as a little bit of a stone steps up, basically, and something of a rope ladder, and you can see a guy who calls over to you in some language, and he's got a crossbow pointed at you guys.
Okay, I do not aim the rifle back at him, but I tighten my hand on my rifle.
I just try to remain as neutral as possible in terms of my stance.
I'm just watching the
throw
whole thing
my
through
knife at him.
binoculars.
Joking.
I kill him. Right away.
You probably
Yeah,
would.
I just use my binoculars and I keep an eye on what's going on.
You
Yeah,
see
so what
trees.
you see them stop. You can't see from this vantage what they're looking at, but they're clearly looking at something. You maybe see some movement up closer to the canopy line.
Bro, I got like the super freaking binoculars. Don't I have like
They're binoculars. They're enhanced.
low light
But
optics?
if
See
there's
through
a
a floating
if there's a tree in front of you or you a line of vision, it doesn't have X-ray vision on the other side.
I was just
But
saying I thought I'd have infrared or something or see heat
Uh,
signatures.
you could try switching to infrared. It's so hot in here, it would be about as clear.
Infra doesn't go through trees either.
Damn it. It's worth a try.
Right, exactly. Like they generate their own heat. Remember, they're like
Josh is trying to see through trees.
sulfur pits and stuff. Oleg calls out and is like, "Chieftain, please do not shoot. Nobody look up." Yes.
No, he said no one look up?
Nobody look
Okay.
up.
Nobody look up. Yes.
Still looking down.
There's some more shouting, and Yeah, out of the underbrush after a couple minutes, a man walks towards you guys. Um, he is he's dressed in hides and worked leather, so it's not totally um, like just like a loincloth or something. But he walks towards you, and he has a scepter and a staff with him, and he sort of marches out, and he looks in his 30s maybe, and he's painted across his eyes, and he has what looks like a tattoo down the center. So he's got the paint across, and he's got a tattoo down the center of his face that goes down and presumably goes down through his clothing, and it's like a jagged thing that is black. It could be paint too, but it looks more permanent. Maybe it's not running from the heat, and it's running straight down the things. And he's approaching you guys.
Not a purple arrow, Allison.
Oleg glances up and says, "Son of bitch."
What, literally?
I say under my breath, what is it?
Not your buddy?
No, this is not buddy. I have no buddies. Just
Can't imagine.
they do
why.
not like me. They do not like me. I don't know. Just you. And he points towards Maddie, and he's like, "You're a woman. They have codes or something. To talk to him. Tell him to see Chieftain."
Use your womanly prowess.
So I continue to keep my left arm up and look down. Oleg is still doing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I continue to do that, and I say, friend, we've come to speak to your chieftain, and continuing to look down, hoping that they respond well to that.
This guy stalks up. He's got some people with him who look armed with I don't know. They look armed with
only clubs or
Crossbows
something.
and shit. Spears.
Swords,
Slingshots.
but they're jet black.
Obsidian?
Also spears, but they're jet black and look sharp, and some of them look maybe tipped in something. The spears in particular.
Oh, that's not a fan.
But you say
Hmm?
he walks towards you. He doesn't say anything. He's closing. He's maybe like you have a chance to say something more before he gets to you.
I don't really say. Well, I would slowly put my hand up on my chest to show that I'm not reaching for anything, just to show my hand is empty. It is not touching anything. And I say we've just come to speak to your chieftain. If we could just do that, we'd really appreciate it. Trying to be as nice as possible, hoping that they understand what I'm saying.
The guy stops in front and says, What are you doing? What are you doing on our lands?"
Literally just told you. We're here to speak to the chieftain.
He looks over.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He looks over and says, "Are you elected to speak?"
I didn't know you need to be elected on this planet.
She's a female too.
You are outsiders. He kind of glances at Oleg a moment and says, "I need to know who leads."
Maddie's she's still looking down, but her eyes get really big, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to be the one that leads, but I think I have to
Who do I speak to?
You can speak to me. And I'm looking straight at him.
Off-worlders, full of deception. And so he turns, it's a man, mid-30s, you can see, and he walks towards you and says, "The Cole clans do not want you here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Slali does not want you here. They have said that you mean the end of things. You, others from outside."
I look kind of confused and I say, "We're just here to trade some product, friend."
He narrows his eyes at that. And says something under his breath like hiss that you can't understand.
Can I tell what language he hisses it in?
Parcel tongue.
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead and do a parcel tongue check.
Parcel tongue. Is that intelligence based?
It's magic.
Like-
It's magic.
Yeah,
Magic.
you can make this intelligence
make an
based
Arcana
to
check?
know if you know what this planet's language would be.
Gonna make a history Harry Potter check.
So if it's intelligence on perception, that's just 2d6. 11.
Yeah, you know that they speak what was once called the Mayan language.
Oh.
But they do not. But you do not know it.
Okay. Yep.
Nobody does. It's essentially one of the billions of
Lost
extinct,
language.
lost tongues.
Okay.
Some variant.
I sensing the kind of tension between the two. I continue to keep my hand look down, and I kind of speak up again, and I say, "Friend, she means no harm. As she said, we're just here to trade goods. That's it."
We were told we'd be able to speak to your chief. Is he not available at the moment?
He narrows his eyes at you, and then Maddie, and then back to you, and says, "So you have made a bargain."
I look at Oleg.
Oleg's like, yes, bargain, yes.
That appears to be the case, yes.
Yeah, I speak up and say, "Yes, we've made a bargain."
The guy gets like furious and just like stamps his scepter
Uh-oh.
and marches off. Like, yeah.
I guess that's not what
Sure.
we're supposed to do.
Do
Yeah.
I see this guy at least through my binoculars?
Yep. You see them near you.
You can see the hairs on his back.
I'm just looking at Tekla for a second. I'm like,
Nah, he's clean shaven.
Is this normal?
Tekla shrugs. Nobody's brandishing spears yet.
Yeah. So as he like walks off, is he motioning for us to follow him?
No. His little he had a little cohort with him, and they follow off. And
I kick Oleg and say, "What do we do?"
just
That didn't go well.
I think wait. I think.
Wait here.
What do you suggest? I have not had to deal with Fokotl before.
Oh, God. I cock an eyebrow and I'm like, so that's his name, eh?
Yes, he is priest. Priest
He's a
of
priest?
the god. The god, whatever god these people.
And the priest
Worship.
serves the chief, right?
In this clan, yes. As far
You
as I
looking
know.
to change that?
He shrugs. While you guys are talking a bit, the people you can see like sort of fade away. And Oleg kind of looks up and drops his hand and says, I think we move on. We go to village. They will not interfere. Whatever you said, it worked for the moment.
Did it work though?
He shrugs again. We have job. Cargo for cargo.
Okay.
Well, let's not waste any time. I don't like this planet.
Yeah. Let's move
She
forward.
doesn't like anything in this universe, does she?
It's hot.
It's hot. Yeah, you guys are dripping sweat.
Yeah, it's
not
hot.
just-
Like you said, this planet's like a fucking sauna.
It's like
She's not happy.
It's like the Alabama Bayou. Like think like in August.
Margie's extremely unhappy.
Like, yeah.
She's used to cooler climates than this.
Yes. So yeah, Oleg says motions you forward. But actually
Bring
motions to
the
you,
truck
Maddie.
or what?
He shakes his head, says that we must walk here. And he actually gestures to you, Maddie, since you spoke up, and it's like he doesn't say anything, but he just says, "Go on."
I do I keep my head down? Do I keep my hand up?
Oleg has stood up and dropped his hand. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I just walk normally and walk forward,
Cool.
onward.
I look at Maddie and I'm like, when I'm dealing with off-worlders, I find that confidence, that goes a long way.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't be
Onward.
mean, but show them you're not scared.
Are they still dawdling there?
No,
They're
walking
chatting.
Not
They're starting to walk
dawdling.
off to the underbrush, and actually, you're going to lose sight of them in a bit.
Oh, I'm saying with Tekla, sorry. If I lose sight
Yep.
of them.
I comes back and say, keep the engine primed for us there, Leon. You never know when we have to beat a quick escape. Thank
Yes,
you.
That's what I
You've
say.
instilled complete confidence. RG out.
Yes, you've instilled complete confidence in our success here as well. Quick escape.
The
I
hell?
already hung up on you.
Yeah. No. So Tekla sort of settles
Send a
into
message
just a
back.
watchful. She's doing her like, I don't know, the future's equivalent to the 5s and 25s. She scans nearby, scans around, scans nearby more often, but she's just doing sort of a standard military scan and sort of gestures Leon to like don't worry about it, it's fine, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
So I look at what's his face? Oleg.
Oleg.
Is he armed at all?
Yeah, Oleg is armed. He hasn't pulled it out or even really touched it, but he's got a pistol strapped to his hip.
Okay. Good enough. I was gonna give him my shotgun, but that's fine. Awesome. Yeah, so I just continue on. And follow
Yeah, so you guys hit into some really high brush. I mean, like, there's ferns coming up to like your chest height, and you can't really see much in front of you. There's a bit of a stamped path, but they seem to move a bit better than you guys do in the jungle, as expected. And then you come to not a ravine, but like it's steep, maybe off of the mountain. Like there's a river, and so there's a little like expanse, and there's actually a constructed bridge going over. A beautiful carved stone bridge. I mean, this thing looks like it looks advanced in terms of like design. There's clearly advanced engineering in terms of how it's supported within the structure of this like short ravine, but it's made of stone.
Okay.
All right.
And you guys, when you pop out, you can see the party of warriors, the locals, just sort of exiting the other side and walking into the camp. And they seem to have start to split off and separate.
Sure.
Okay.
And yeah, you make it across the bridge, go a couple hundred more feet, and you open up into a village. Yeah, so it's another hour. Do you guys want to press on? Do you want to take an hour break here? Or the hour break on the hour here?
Oh, us as real
That's
people.
your call.
Oh,
Yeah.
not our characters.
You want to sit down on the bridge for a little while, meditate?
I can keep going. What do you guys think?
We want to keep going for half an hour and we'll do
Keep
one more
going.
break.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
make
let's
one more
do that.
Great. So yeah, you guys reach the village. It opens up. It's much like the bridge. It's got pretty advanced 2 or 3 story structures. It kind of looks like a medieval town, but set into the jungle, where there's a lot of like lashings between stone to hold it up with like various pieces of wood or like fibers. And it looks intricately built. They know what they're about, but it seems like wherever you look, there are no metals anywhere around you. It seems like and you can actually see like a stream and or a deep stream that's running fast down towards the river. That there's actually a small wheel turning, like some sort of water wheel of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you guys do? You're kind of in the village. You see some locals about, but for the moment, you've got nothing.
We didn't see where the group we were following went.
They seem to have dispersed. You can't really see where the priest is.
Sorry, I like poke Oleg and say, "All right, take us to the chieftain. get this shit done with.
Do you even know what the chieftain looks like?
Yes, I have met him. We wait here. They will bring out refreshment if we are welcome. Just partake in it.
I just look around to see if, are there any small children running around? Do they seem weirded out by us? Do they seem welcoming?
After a moment, you do see poking kind of around corners, like children. Like,
Okay.
yeah. They're
I would
not,
do, like...
The youngest ones are not clothed, the ones who can walk. But there are some of the older sort who seem to have dress that's sort of graded per their age, if you will.
I would do the whole, like, oh, I see a cute baby at the supermarket thing, and do the, like, trying to, like, make cute faces at them.
Okay, well,
Marjorie does not wave.
No, it wouldn't. Give me a, I don't know, a skill check. Give me a persuade check.
A skill check?
Persuade check with charisma as your modifier. So it doesn't look like you have a charisma modifier, but
Nope,
just
I don't.
But you have the persuade skill, so give me a 2d6. Yeah, so the kid, like, you do this. The kid ducks away and hides. But after a second, you turn back, kind of like, oh, I scared. I was a little girl. You scared her off, but then the second you turn away, you can see that she, like, sort of pops her head up around, like, a corner, basically, and is, like, looking at you.
I do the whole, like, quickly look back at her and be like, I caught you.
Yeah,
And, like, kind of point towards her.
Yeah, she ducks away, but you can hear, like, a giggle kind of, like, over and that.
And I kind of let it go at
place.
that before someone gets angry at me for even looking at...
Yeah, so you guys wait. Is anyone else doing anything? Yes, there is like a table that gets set up, a wooden table that gets sort of like fitted together and set up, and like sort of like plates, actual plates, ceramics are set out with some food and what looks like some sort of drink.
All right.
I partake.
Yeah.
I pretend to drink this stuff, but don't.
Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second.
Sure.
Talk.
I do drink this stuff.
Yeah. So I look around and I say, so what do you think, Selfie? How does the tactical situation seem to you?
They have more numbers, but I think if they're scared, it'd be easy to take them.
Seems like one grenade would finish you guys all off.
I don't think they have grenades.
They could have something that throws spikes at you.
They have smoke bombs.
They have
They come up with a plasma Gatling gun that just sort of like opens out of like a stone structure, and they're like, prepare to die.
So that's where all the metal went.
By the way, Jimmy, real quick,
They built the
keep
Terminator,
like putting
holy
half
shit,
your face
well
off the camera. Like,
Sorry, I'm leaning over. So actually, even though I said we'd go on, the dog needs to walk. So I'm gonna let's break here while you guys are maybe partaking in the food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Margie is not, or faking it. I am. Maddie.
I'm actually drinking it.
Yeah.
Good. The food is mostly meats and fruits. There's some prepared dishes. There's actually a lot of raw meat. Clearly prepared in a way that it's meant to be raw. It's not just like, here, eat meat. It's like
Ceviche.
carpaccio or ceviche, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is some fish, but a lot of it's like looks like sort of like tartare. Thank you, Audrey. Like perhaps some sort of
Tartar, walk
darker
that dog.
meat. There's strips of like hide bacon like substance that if you bite into is absolutely delicious.
Excellent.
Yay.
Bacon is always good, no matter what universe.
But and a lot of interesting fruits and some prepared dishes where it's like some sort of like meat and fruit salad.
Okay. Yeah, Sophie's talking it up. This is great.
Sweet. So yeah, I'm gonna take the dog for a walk. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll
Here.
be taking a short break, guys. We'll be back in under 10 minutes. Stay tuned, and we'll get back to the final portion of our show tonight.